Hello everyone and welcome. Thank you for tuning into this leg day workout. I'm going to give you the breakdown of all the exercises and give you a little insight as to what they work and why I chose them. I was joined today by Anthony, who is a great workout partner, aka Punty. He loves to push himself, and that's just really fantastic and what you need on a hard leg day workout. This first exercise is leg extension, and it's actually used as basically a warm-up, a weighted stretch. I'll put the sets and rep ranges in, but it's a good way to warm up the quad, which helps the knee feel good because it puts the knee through the full range of motion and the quad connects into the knee. So when that's warmed up, it makes it easier for all the moves to come when you have to bend your knee going into the pressing like we are here. So this is a single leg press, and we're doing this so that each leg develops equally, both sides. There's no imbalances going on, and you can really focus on the muscles that you're supposed to be using when you do it one leg at a time. You'll probably have to cut the weight in half of what you normally use, and then cut that in half again, because this is a hard move to do single leg. It's so strict, and you only have the one, and you gotta focus. So that's why I like it a lot, doing it one leg at a time. You can also practice keeping your knee in line with your toe and just having those good habits that you would take over into the lunge and the squat. The other thing you'll notice is that we're not really going super low, so about 90 degrees at the knee and then coming back up, keeping a constant tension on the quad. It's important to train full range of motion, but I love playing around with ranges of motion, and I've noticed that this has significantly helped put size on my quad to keep that constant tension there. So we will select other exercises to go full range, but for that one in particular, I just wanted to keep that kind of tension and feel it that way today. Here you'll see we are training the quad through a full range of motion through this landmine squat. Now you'll also feel this a little bit in your glutes, but there's not a ton of hip movement going on here as opposed to knee movement, but that can also depend on your stance. So you could change this up, which is kind of unique about this setup here, to feel it in different ways. But here I'm just trying to bend my knee, get the full range of motion, feel it in my quads, still keeping the weight in my midfoot as I push up, stretching and then squeezing up. Then we paired that with walking lunges. So we decided to put the weight on our back to kind of load the posterior chain, as opposed to dumbbells at our side. So you can feel this a little more in your glutes as you go down. Another modification that I kind of make to this is I lean forward a little bit and then come up. So it's like a hip hinge, like a deadlift motion, and that helps me feel it in my glutes a little bit more. And then you'll also see I'm going pretty low. I'm also still bending my knee and trying to feel it in my quads. So I'm trying to hit my quads and my glutes. Here you can see the setup of this landmine squat a little bit better. It's in that little, I'm not even sure, like little pipe that's attached to the squat rack. So they call that a landmine. You could stick it in a corner like of the walls and it wouldn't move. If you wanted to wedge it between plates, it would be fine. If you don't have one of those at your gym, or if you're at home and you have a bar, you could put it in the corner of your house somewhere. Then the other thing I wanted to talk about with the lunges is a lot of people mention the knee going past the foot and or over the toe. You'll see here that the most important thing, especially with tall people, when they have long legs and that happens, it's okay. It's just putting more knee bend and a little more emphasis on the quad. What's not okay, and I think this is where it got mixed up, is if the weight shifts to the balls of your feet and your heel comes up and now your weight's not evenly distributed, that could put a lot of pressure on the front of your knee, your patella tendon, and kind of cause some issues. So knee bend is okay, knee going forward is okay, just make sure your weight is distributed correctly, keep your whole foot on the ground, and go from there. And then we went all the weights on this leg press, so super heavy. Now that our quads are kind of, I don't want to say like exhausted, but pre-fatigued through those movements where we could really concentrate on using them, now we're loading them up and putting them under a lot of stimulus through a pretty full range of motion. I really like doing this kind of workout style. I don't do it all the time, but it's a really cool way to kind of get a lot out of your quads. So you do exercises that are more isolated. You can focus on feeling the muscles, and then you go into a heavy movement kind of mid-workout or even towards the end. And then we chose the leg press because it's a fixed machine, so there's no stability involved. It's just set up and you can just blast right through it and really give it your all. Then we did this finisher, which is absolutely exhausting. It's kind of a hybrid of a deadlift and squat, and it's a pyramid. So you start with bodyweight squats, then you go up to a medium weight, and then a heavy weight, and then back down to the medium weight, and then back down to body weight. So the reps, man, I think it was 15 at each one. So it just really added up. It's exhausting. It's not super heavy, but that top set, I think those are 55-pound kettlebells. Oh my gosh, they felt like 300 something pounds. So your legs are just on fire and your heart rate is through the roof. So a really good finisher to just get a lot of blood into the legs. We're training the full range of motion here, and it's just exhausting. So just kind of making sure we have nothing left in the tank, and this hits everything. So the squats, the quads, the glutes, the hamstrings. The kettlebells, when they're at our side, we kind of made them more of a deadlift, but that first one and then the last one where it's body weight is more of a squat motion, and you're trying to go up very quickly. So that was what I'm kind of emphasizing when I'm talking to Punty here. I'm saying accelerate through the move the whole time. So don't go slow, controlled of course, but shoot up through every motion, even those bodyweight ones. It's just a way to make it hard, fire your central nervous system. And when you treat these light things like they're heavy, the heavy things will one day become light. So it's kind of like just that practice of, concentrate, make sure you're firing everything, and go up strong. So once we wrapped that up, which was pretty brutal, but we got it done. There's Punty flexing. Like I said, ball of energy. So we finished where we start on the leg extension. Look at this camera work. Wow. I'm hiring if anyone wants to be a videographer. Anyway, this time it's no warm-up though. We are going hard, so it's a drop set, and we dropped it by 20 pounds. So you do 12 reps at one weight, drop 20 pounds, and then continue to do 12 reps. It's a burnout. We did 3 sets of this. It is extremely hard. A great way to juice out the quads. This was more of a quad-focused workout, also incorporating some glutes as well. I'm going to post the workout here, and if you have any questions at all on the exercises, the workouts, any modifications that you need or concerns you have, please let me know in either the comments or feel free to email me. If this video was entertaining for you, or you got something out of it, or you just want to show some love, click the thumbs up button and like the video. I'd really appreciate it. And that's all. Until next time and next workout video, take care.